welcome to a new episode of the Shack series. On this episode, we've got Abbey Harkin, who's a very own employee of the Swimwear Shack. We'll get her experience from the Tokyo Olympics competing in the 200 breaststroke. We'll be talking about her life growing up in Newcastle, New South Wales, and talk about a bit more about her swimming career as well. So stay tuned. How you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. How's quarantine?
Full of fun and activities.
Oh wow, really? Yeah, I can imagine.
We literally wake up, we do a workout. My brother did a workout with us this morning on Zoom, the F45 tutorial thing, and then have breakfast and then lay in the sun for a little bit because it's so hot here. It's like it's like 35 degrees. And so soaking up all those rays, I'm getting a pretty good tan.
Yeah, like you need it.
Yeah. I know the thing, because we've been in Tokyo, we weren't really in the sun much, even though it was hot there. And then
Yeah.
it was hot, but we were in it was under the shade the whole time. So I haven't really been exposed to sun for like 2 months, if not longer, because we had trials before that.
Oh yeah, true. So making up for lost time.
Darwin last time we were here.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. Now, what people don't know is that you are an employee at the Swimwear Shack as well. So you've been working there actually longer than I have. So you're my boss.
Yeah, yeah. I'm everyone's boss, even Aaron.
Yeah, you're even Aaron's boss. I'm sure he's going to love that. He'll agree.
Yeah.
So first off, where did you grow up and how did swimming all begin for you?
I grew up in Newcastle, and then I started swimming at my family's pool, Coglan Swim Centre there, and then I moved up to the Hunter Valley for a majority of my childhood. So it was I was probably there for maybe 10 years. And my family travelled back and forth to Sydney every day, which was probably like a 40 up back and forth from Newcastle to Maitland every day, which is about a 45-minute drive. And then I made the move to Sydney when I was in grade 10, I think it was. And I had the opportunity to go to boarding school there. And then I moved to Brisbane after that in 2015. But I think for me, I got into swimming because my family was very involved in it. My uncle was actually an Olympian. He went to Montreal, I think it was 1976, it was. And yeah, my mum and dad both swam, all my siblings swam. So I think it was just in our nature to be swimmers, even though I was the only one who continued it after we probably hit like the age of 12 and 13.
Yeah. Was your uncle a breaststroker too?
Oh, he was a freestyler. He was in the 100 freestyle and the 4x100.
Wow.
Yeah, but in saying that, I think it's the worst Olympics Australia has ever had.
And you're a part of the best.
And yeah, I am a part of the best. So it's it's a very, very funny situation. But I actually was talking to him about the Olympics and how different things have been. And he said when they were going to the Olympics, they were in the change room, in the pool area, and some guys would be having a beer or having a cigarette or something. And you just think about that and you go, how is that even possible?
That's only what you do on the weekend. So
yeah, I know. We can't even do that any time of the year round, let alone right before you're about to compete in the Olympics.
When did you know that you can make something out of swimming? Obviously, you're a very successful age group swimmer at a national level. So was it then that you felt like you could make something out of the sport, or was it until you grew older?
For me, I think I went really well during my age group swimming. I won a lot of nationals and across like many different events. I think it wasn't until maybe 2018 that I kind of started to believe in myself. I think I always lacked a bit of confidence in terms of didn't believe that I was ever going to get there. And I thought it was nearly impossible to even be a part of this team. Um, I kind of started to really focus on myself and build up my own confidence. It was, I think, 2018 World Short Course Trials. I was going in with a lot of pressure just on myself, and I think I made the team that year, and it really did kind of flick a switch. And from then on, I've just been constantly been working on like physically and mentally, like all those different aspects that have really kind of helped me get to onto this team. So it wasn't really that long ago that I started to believe in myself.
Yeah, I think you could probably agree with the hardest part about swimming is the transition from being an age group athlete into an open environment, because you're so used to racing a specific, people only your age, and then you grow up and then you people that have won world championships, and it is a hard transition to make, but it's well worth it when you can push through.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, I sat in that age group period for a long time, and then trying to transition into the open team. I had a few setbacks, but yeah, I just kept fighting. And at the end of the day, you look back now, you go, oh my gosh, this is all worth it.
Where are you going to get your tattoo?
We've all been talking about this, but look, my dad doesn't want me to get a tattoo, so.
Surely this is an exception.
Yeah, I said to him, surely, Dad, like you've got to let me get this. I've been talking about this for my whole life. I remember when I actually first qualified for this team, I remember running over to Dean and being like, Dean, I can finally get my tattoo, but Dad's probably going to kill me. But I don't know. I'm thinking just somewhere where I can see it, and it just means like a lot to me, but nothing too big, I don't think. So
yeah, you're not going to get like a Japanese themed sleeve or something?
I don't think so. That's something you'd probably get.
Yeah, maybe I'll just get it on behalf of your qualification.
Yeah, get a bit of like maybe tag Swimwear Shack in there somewhere.
Yeah, the logo.
Yeah, the logo.
Who is the most influential person in your life? Doesn't have to be just for swimming, but can be in your life entirely.
I haven't really thought about this, but like looking back on my last probably 2 years, 3 years, then like all the struggles I've had, I would probably have to say my dad. Probably because every setback he's had, he's been the most positive, hardworking like person I've ever met. His work ethic is just crazy and out of this world. Last year he was very sick, and everyone else was like, there was COVID and everything else happening, but he just like had his own little tunnel, and he just knew the direction he was going to get to, and nothing was going to get in his way. So and I've seen that like my whole life, but I don't think I've really ever like noticed it until I've matured a little bit and kind of taken it under my wing and put it into my everyday life. So for me, it was having that hard work ethic in terms of my training and in and out of the pool, and just having the persistence just to keep going and all that. So yeah, it would definitely be my dad.
Yeah. What was his reaction when you made the team?
Well, he said the best day of his life was once winning the grand final. But his best day of his life now is the 16th of June when I qualified for the team. So like that's pretty special. It gives me goosebumps. But he was bawling his eyes out. I remember him talking to me just before my race, and I kind of nearly convinced myself that I wasn't going to make the team. But he just had all these little talks with me, and he was so positive about everything. And yeah, he was just over the moon.
Yeah, especially your rough start to the week when the 100 breast for you didn't go quite according to plan. But then to back up and then make the 200 must have been
Oh, it
a
was,
whole different feeling.
yeah, like as you would know, Jacob, it's like a week full of emotions. Like it's
Yeah.
just like that. When I first raced, I had nearly just like wiped myself out. Like I was like, well, obviously, like I'm not going to make this team. Obviously, like I haven't done the work, and you just start doubting yourself. But in all honesty, like you can turn around in a switch and just be like, look, this can happen. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah. What do you do other than swimming, and what are your hobbies outside of swimming?
Well, I work at the Swimwear Shack.
That's your hobby?
Well, that's what I do. Well, it is a hobby. I love coming to work, honestly. We're all like best friends. We've got this
Yeah.
awesome. Um, Look, swimming does take up a lot of time of our life, but are you still there? Might have kind of. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm still there. Sorry, it just kept freezing. But for me, you and I and Jack, we always go for breakfast. We make the most of our free time. There's never a dull moment. Like it's after training, we finish gym, we're always like, okay, breakfast. And we've got all our little local places to go. What else? I love to go shopping. I love the beach. Like all I'm craving right now is just to go down on the beach and have some fish and chips with all my friends and family. Um, I love actually during COVID last year, I got into gardening. So I'm really looking forward to getting home and doing some gardening. I'm not very good at it, but I've I know I've only been in quarantine for a couple of days, but I've started writing and it's actually like a really nice thing to do. So I enjoy doing that. And yeah, I'm not crazy, like do crazy things, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Brisbane's the perfect spot for all things like that too.
Definitely. Like we've got the luxury of having the sunny coast and Gold Coast like very close to us. And I've also got the luxury of my best friends and boyfriend and everyone so close to me. So
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about swimming?
um I would have to say like the friendships we've formed, like it's actually crazy. So like what you and I and Jack have formed, like we're and Arnie and Kyle, like we're literally just like this one group that I know like we'll stick together forever.
Yeah.
And just meeting new people and having that challenge every day. I think for me, I've really like stepped up in my training. So I've really enjoyed waking up every day and being like, oh, I know I've got this really tough set coming up. So like, what can I set for myself, and like, what can I overcome, and all of that. So I think that's what I really do enjoy about swimming.
Yeah. And talk about the whole Olympic experience, like going into staging camp, and then when you got there, like, was it kind of everything that you'd expected it to be?
I was really nervous going into camp. Staging camp, we were in Cairns for 2 weeks. Everyone had to come up a little bit early because of the whole COVID breakout. So we ended up all being up there. We went a bit beforehand, but the team was together for about 2.5, 3 weeks before going into Tokyo. Yeah, I was nervous. I was nervous to mingle with everyone because I didn't know. For me, this is my first long course team, and I haven't really been on a team with like all these big names before. But it was incredible. Like everyone bonded so well. Everyone trained so hard. We had some really good times, even though we had to stay in a bubble and we couldn't do much. We enjoyed each other's company, and also when we got into Tokyo, I was really expecting to be very overwhelming, especially with all the COVID stuff. The first day was a very big day for us. We flew in and it took us our flight was about 6-7 hours. It took us nearly 5.5 or 6 hours to get from off the plane to our hotel room, just because all the COVID regulations we had to go through. But other than that, everything was pretty smooth. It wasn't very overwhelming. Yeah, there was a lot of people and some huge names, but probably the only thing we had to really do was just make sure we're wearing a face mask. constantly using hand sanitizer, wearing gloves for our meals. So I'm really looking forward to going home and not having to eat a meal with gloves on and a Perspex box around me.
Yeah.
But I think, and I was really worried about transport, like in terms of getting to and from the pool. But being in Tokyo, I think we were very blessed that everything was so organized, and if there was a problem, it was going to be fixed like instantly. So it was probably so much more relaxed than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it was still an experience that I'll never forget.
Yeah. And what were some things that you didn't really expect from the Olympic environment, or I guess the Olympic Village?
Um, I thought there was going to be a lot more unhealthy food, but
Yep.
everything was pretty good. I think being in Tokyo as well, we had like the luxury of the sushi and a bit more Japanese cuisine. Um, I thought, I think because of COVID, there was everyone was like a little bit more quiet than usual. But I thought it was going to be like this huge party, and no one was really going to be focusing on like their own sport or anything like that. Not really from Australia, but maybe other countries.
Yeah.
Um, Not much else. I think like you told me a lot about like what was happening and what occurred in Rio. So I think I set myself up pretty well, but nothing really too unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so it's all thanks to me that you just knew what to do.
Oh well, yeah, you taught me well, but no, but like honestly, it was pretty good.
And what were you given going into the Olympics? You obviously get like the sponsors and stuff are really, really good for Swimming Australia and at the Olympics. So, you get given quite a few gifts, and like, you get custom race suits from Speedo as well. What what were you given, and what was your favorite?
Um, like race suits for me, just like you look like I remember being a young girl and in like 2008, and you look at Steph Rice and all those guys, and they're in these race suits that have got the Olympic rings on it and the coat of arms. You just go, like, I wonder what it feels to be like racing in that suit. So for me, the race suit was like probably the most special thing I got. And the gold cap with your name on it. Um, and we got some pretty cool things like they have like a little village store within the Olympic Village, and you could go get like your own custom made ASIC shoes. They had some really good merch. This is part of it. This was like a nice shirt they had.
Yeah.
um, what else? I wrote some things down that I thought were really cool. Oh, we got Samsung sponsors the Olympics, so they give us like a new phone and some like earbuds and stuff like that. And it has like a personalized Olympic rings on the back of it.
Yeah.
Actually just found out that you would know this place, Jacob, but Char Grill Charlie's. You know
Yeah.
that they've
Yeah.
actually announced that they're giving Olympians free Char Grill Charlie's for the next year.
Oh,
Even though it's only in Sydney and Melbourne, I was like, okay, I have to make my way down there to get it. It's like the best place.
in Sydney.
Yeah.
You get eaten good and free for the next year. Jesus.
But also another cool thing was like, I think a lot of people look at everyone else's uniforms and think it's, oh, they have so much better stuff than us. But everyone loved our green and gold shoes. Actually, I'll show you them. They're really cool.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh,
They are.
wow.
They're like, okay, they're very out there, but like this is what they are. But in the middle,
Oh, they're
like,
cool. I like the back.
yeah, they have BK in them.
Yeah.
So boxing kangaroo. And a lot of the other countries were apparently like just like, oh my gosh, I really want those shoes. So no one would have given them away. So I think that was pretty cool. Like, look, as I said, you look at every other countries, you go, oh, like Germany had some really cool Adidas gear, and obviously the US gets like crazy amounts of uniforms. But yeah, the amount of uniform we got is just crazy as well.
did you swap any stuff? Like, did you get any gear from any other kind of countries?
Didn't really get the opportunity. It was kind of hard because of the whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
Look, some people did, and they did get some pretty cool things, but yeah, no, I didn't get that opportunity.
You're just happy with what you got anyway, so it's not like you're missing out.
So I got some like everyone swaps pins and stuff, so that's good.
Yeah. Um, so how are the Olympics? You obviously, as you mentioned before, you've been to World Short Course. How are the Olympics different to other world renowned events?
Um, so yeah, for me, I think I can only compare to well, even World Uni Games. Like World Uni Games was pretty big.
Yeah.
Like it just goes to another level. Like there's so many more athletes. The names you see at the Olympics are just crazy. Like all the NBA players are in there. I saw Djokovic. I saw Ash Barty. So I think, yeah, obviously, uh, yeah, like whoever's in there is just crazy. What else? Dining hall is just huge. There was 2 levels, just filled with tables and chairs and so much food. Um, what else did I can't really think of much else because I haven't really had the opportunity to really experience like another bigger event. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was so big. There's a
Have
lot
you
of
all, sorry?
walking to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you find like you walk to and from the bus, and our bus station was like pretty much right at the end of the terminal. Um, Going to and from the dining hall. We were in a really good location though, like Australia's Tower. So we were pretty lucky. But yeah, you just find yourself that you'd be walking a lot more.
Yeah. I'll ask the same question after next year when you make
Yeah, that's right.
Worlds and Com Games. That'll be interesting. Um, who were your roommates this time?
um, so in Cairns in staging, I was with Ariane.
Yeah.
Um, and then in Tokyo, it's like you have like your own individual room, and then you have like so a little apartment, and then you have the individual rooms off it. So in my room, I was with Meg Harris, who's also a part of our team. I had Maddie Wilson and Leah Neal and Bree Throstle and Molly O'Callaghan.
Yeah.
That was
Nice. It's good. You got a pretty good apartment there.
we had a crazy room. The first couple of days was just like music playing, everyone singing, everyone dancing. And then you could see when like race mode hit, everyone was like coming back from training or racing, and everyone was like napping. And so it did quieten down, but I think everyone was a little bit jealous of our room just because we had so much going on and so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And you would have had that break from competition as well, which would have been good for you guys mentally to just kind of step away from swimming.
Yeah. We had once we'd finished competing, we actually we all put our mattresses in like our common room and had like a little sleepover together and just made the most of our time.
Wonder if the boys did that.
I don't think so. Oh.
What's the most valuable lesson that you learnt from your trip away?
I think it comes back to like my confidence. For me, I just never thought I was good enough to be on this team. Um, so over like the last couple of weeks, you kind of reflect on like why you are here and how you earned your spot and stuff like that. So I'm sitting in quarantine now, and you've got a lot of time to think. I'm definitely sitting here right now and thinking that like I believe that I may have not swum my best and what I had dreamed of, but I know I earned my spot. So yeah, I think for me it's just I have to believe in myself more.
Yeah. And what's next for you now? Obviously, big break time for you. So what are you going to do in your break? And then what are you looking forward to next year?
Yeah. So currently we're in quarantine. We've got 2 weeks here. We're in day 4.
Yeah.
So 10 days to go. I'm not really taking this as a break. I'm trying pretty hard to like I am relaxing, but I'm trying pretty hard to just do a little bit of a workout in the morning and eat as good as I can. Just because when I get home, I really want to kind of sit back and relax with my family and friends. I really want to go camping. We're going to all go together. So much fun. Just like have little trips away. Hopefully COVID's like nice to us and that we can actually get away. But I'm just looking forward to seriously just like sitting down and having some nice food and drinks and all that. So yeah. But I haven't really got anything planned. I think no, I don't know. I haven't really got anything planned. I think COVID's kind of got in our way. And so yeah, that's been the hardest bit.
Yeah. I think at this stage you can't really make plans, at least anything past a few weeks. So if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Oh wait, you said a question before. What was it about? What I got planned for next year.
Oh, like what's next for you?
Oh, was that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, what have you got planned for next year?
Well, as you said before, we got Com Games and Worlds next year. So that's going to be a big year. There's trials in April.
Yeah.
So I'll have like a couple of weeks out of the water. I don't know how long yet. I still have to talk to Dean about that. But yeah, trials in April, and then if I make the team, it will be in it's Fukuoka in Japan, and then depending on what's going on in Australia with COVID, we'll most likely stay overseas and train up until Com Games, which is in Birmingham. And then yeah, so it's going to be a very big year. We thought this year was going to be big, but I think next year is going to be even bigger.
Yeah, and even if you've got ISL next year too, that'll be even longer.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's right at the end of the year. So if you make an ISL team, which would be amazing, it just your whole year, pretty much from April to it could even be December, is just traveling. And look, I'm not complaining because you're overseas the whole time. And
I'll be complaining because you guys will be gone for another like 6 months again.
We won't be able to go out for breakfast.
No, I know. I'm just gonna have to sit and wait. What advice would you give to your younger self?
You can just work more.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. What advice would you give to your younger self if you could give them a message?
What would it be? I think for me, looking back now, I wasn't the hardest trainer. I wasn't the most disciplined when you're, up like in that age group period. So I think for me, just understanding that that like when you are young, all these experiences and opportunities are actually going to give you success in the future. So all those 1%ers and stuff like that will actually be meaningful. It might not mean you may not see you may not get like the success at the time, but like from what I've achieved and how long it has taken me, I think for me it was just believe in yourself, and success takes time. So yeah, it would be that.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for coming on.
I was going to call you Changi then.
I'm going to be like, what the hell is going on? What are you doing for the rest of the day?
What am I doing? Not much. I might go and tan for a bit.
Something new?
Yeah, I just had lunch. The food's actually been pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I've been lucky with that. But yeah, probably tan, and then I think we're going to have a movie night tonight, but everyone's like socially distanced.
Zoom movie night.
We're going to like put Netflix up on our computers and all start at the same time. And just
right.
Keep it going so we can all just, make the most of the days we've still got left.
I mean, you're pretty limited on options of what you can do, so that sounds pretty good anyway.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
All right, well, have a good day. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jacob.
Yeah. It's so weird that you call me Jacob.
I hesitate every time. Oh,
All right, I'll speak to you soon.
see you soon. Bye.
All right, see you, Abs.